which is normally not the case with the bowling style. And we'll show you what he could have done differently, maybe to achieve that in 30 overs. So this is our pitch map against the defenders, where he holds lot of balls. You see these yellow balls from around the wicket, 93%.
Yeah, and I asked John Scholes if I could swap after the first day. Zero conversation. Zero. Yeah, I enjoyed this. There was actually cool.
He was thinking that if the angle has changed. If you go from around the wicket, you normally get to see the ball or the bowler, in this angle. But if you go from around the wicket to over the wicket, you see my hand slightly coming so then obviously the batsman will open up a bit to play these balls from mid wicket.
এরকম তখন আমাদের তাকে খুব আগে পরিস্থিতি তাকে ডাক্তারের পরামর্শ দিয়ে তাকে মেডিসিন প্রয়োগ করা শুরু করি খুব অল্প বয়স এই 3 বছর বয়স থেকে কিন্তু আমরা মেডিসিন দিতে হবে রেস্টলেসনেস কমানোর জন্য ঘুমানোর জন্য কারণ তাকে কিন্তু আমরা পেরে উঠতেছি তাকে কন্ট্রোল করা যাচ্ছে তো এরপরে আমি ওষুধ থেকে জানলাম বলে 10 পর্যন্ত যাচ্ছে এখনো সেই মেডিসিনের পরে আছে আমার ছেলের বয়স এখন
40 বছর মানে আপনি নিয়ে আপনার যে সংগ্রাম
সেটা বয়স অনেক বেশি হবে কিন্তু মনে হয় না
আমি একটা লোক দিয়ে আসতে আমার বোধহয় পর্যন্ত আমার জীবনে থাকতাম আসলে সেই যেটাকে আপনি কেন
আজকে একটি তারকা পরিবার অলরেডি বলছি তারকা পরিবারের সমাজের সঙ্গে এবং তাদের দুজনকে আর্থিকভাবে বিশ্বাস এবং আমাদের এই সাংস্কৃতিক আজকে তার পরিচয় হয়ে গেলাম এবং তারপরে রয়েছেন কি বলবো তার অনেক অনেক খ্যাতি এই মুহূর্তে
ছিল বয়সটা জিনিস
একটু ম্যানেজ করবে প্লিজ
গ্রাফিক্স ডিজাইনের কাজ এমন না যে ল্যাপটপের সামনে বসে আমার চাপ করে ফেলবো এটার জন্য আমাকে সময় দিতে হয় অনেক কিছু চিন্তা করতে হয় জীবিত মৃতশরীরের জঙ্গলে শাহজাদি আসছে সালাতিয়া হাজির হও ওই শাহজাদাকে মন প্রাণ দিয়ে কামনা করে কিন্তু ওই মূর্খ আমার কামনা করে
Sampai selain bosi antara
কালার কমানো ছিল sharpness
That'll go around for everyone.
Pakistan.
The four of this test match wonderfully forwards. We're coming to live from the ATM Stadium in Visakhapatnam. India versus South Africa. What a good match it's been so far. And South Africa did really well today to drag their score up to 431. And India responded 35. Still looking good. 106 ahead.
Ravi Ashwin was magnificent once again. Back in the side, back in business.
We're not a goal before in 2019, but took very little time to get going.
What a wicket this is for England. What a time to get it.
It's not over. 145 to Ravi Ashwin. Another terrific performance at home.
True love. कभी हाथ में हाथ डालेगा कभी बिना सोचे समझे मांगे ये दिल दुखाएगा बुलाए पर बनाएगा यही लगाएगा ये लाइफ टाइम वाला सब है फुटबॉल की सब कुछ है ये ट्रू लव Watch the Hero Indian Super League. Starts 20th October at 7:30 p.m. Live on the Star Sports Network, Hotstar and Jio TV.
So Rohit Sharma, test4 Pujara. Look that very deep. They do get the option of dominating the bowling. They want to do that as quickly as possible. Put runs on the board. The game plan today would have been to try and get a bit of bowling in at South Africa. I don't know if that's possible anymore. Now Pujara. Bit of a lead run behind him. To be honest, 66 in his last 5 innings. 520 before that in Australia. He was magnificent there. They didn't play any cricket between Australia and the tour of the West Indies. Just played a few games for Saurashtra. That's it. 60-20 games, 3 first-class games, and then went to the West Indies. Now needs some runs behind him. Vernon Fernando 1 for 68 in the first inning. He started well with 3 million overs. What a beauty to get Pujara in the first inning, but now he's bowling to Rohit Sharma. He's got a good record against Rohit.
When we look at the hit, one of the cracks available there, from the Uzi here. Well, South Africa always start the session with Vernon Fernando. He's got a lot of faith and confidence.
Yeah, that's been Puck du Plessis' method to go far. Has got Vernon Fernando post lunch with Keshav Maharaj. As we look at the surface, now a lot of rough has developed for a subcontinent pitch on day call, but those cracks are starting to widen. Use of the peak from Rohit Sharma. We saw that in the first innings. But spent a lot of time up to the stumps. And Rohit Sharma was on strike.
It's quite clear the bowlers trying to get the batsman on LBW. The stump line, and Rohit Sharma just look to get the LBW out of the way by moving out of the crease.
I love this view. Just slipping a cut in the belly. This one cricket that of Mayank Agarwal is going beautifully by Keshav Maharaj.
Right in the crease again from Maharaj, but a little bit slower through there. I love the fact that his seam is pointing slightly more toward that slip region. He gets a little bit of bounce and bite, and with the seam takes a fairly simple catch. It's a hard-working man, Maharaj. You see him every morning working, trying to get better, taking in little bits of information that are coming his way. First trip to India. He wants to compete with the best. The Jadejas, the Ashwins.
We kept a bit low again. I just wonder, everyone talks about spinners, whether in the 4th innings, Playing someone like Ishan Sharma who's stored at the deck, then his uneven bounce might be a handful.
Well, yeah, and I think that's going to be most effective with the new ball, sorry, Harsha. One might skid. If it does hit a crack, it reacts quicker. And the slower nature of the service has made it difficult for bowlers to create impact after impact. They've had to work hard and be consistent.
Yeah, the spinners did more damage with the new ball than the older ball.
Now then, he's taken on Philander. He's done the ball better on other occasions. Again, taking advantage of the fact the field is in. He just had to clear the fielder. He was trying to scan the Philander, there's no doubt about that.
Positive intent from Rohit Sharma. And he's sending a message of what the game plan. I mean, there it is. And progress the run rate, trying to clear some stages, afternoon, early evening. I don't think he'll drop square leg back. I'd like to see Philander use his short ball. I don't think he's pulled a bouncer in this whole test match. I know it's a feather bed surface from a seamer perspective, but create that doubt, use it. Batsmen won't be expecting it. Take away the opportunity for Rohit Sharma to lunge, 37 for 1.
Caught Canada for 20 times soon. Reno 2 series. See more, see care.
Message from Neha. Sorry guys, we are stuck at work. Can't cut for dinner tonight.
Alexa, play party music.
Not in the mood.
Alexa, dim the light. Amazon Echo. Just ask. Get up to 45% off on Echo devices during the Amazon Great Indian Festival.
Cricket on, cricket on. India versus South Africa. Make it now. Good feelings last a few hours. Good acts. More than a lifetime. Be remembered for good. Seagram's 100 flavors. True legend. छोटे छोटे लोगों का अनोखा सफर कमला पसंद अनोखा स्वाद
Just put it when you're under pressure, sure.
It's a confidence thing, isn't it? After being very expensive in the first innings, he's got to stick to his basics. The first 2-3 overs looked determined how he's going to go with this pair. Indians do attack because he did not have confidence, that's for sure.
Transfer was interesting, so were all of us. In this new pattern. How were your bats? They scored a lot of runs at this level, but were they cut off like that at the bottom?
Now, I would hope that I've batted a long period of time and just naturally would wear down. No, I didn't really hassle too much about that. For me, it was always more about feel and the weight of the bat and how much I like the ping and the ball hit the bat face.
You won't curve to the bottom? Because nowadays all these bats are just sort of flat at the bottom.
Yeah, mine was more curved, more the oval half circle type. Seems to be more of an Indian style, I think, from memory. The bats made here in India generally square at the bottom. India seems to chop and change a little bit over the timer. And very curved now. Just the beat from Pujara. Now, what does Rohit Sharma do? He's going to be positive throughout. He's 27 from 39. He's coming off a wonderful 100 in the first innings. I think 174 from memory. This was the day when he went off the Dane pick. Every spell targeted Dane pick. It looks like it was a tactic from India. Let's look to see that. He's got a short leg and a stiff nose. His catches The wicket on the run, and then pretty much everyone else is out the boundary.
Just before lunch, hit 1-6. But this time no control. No systematic pitch cover. No control speed shot.
Yes, it's straight away the objective is I'm going to take him on. Started Pujara too, very positive, taking a couple steps down, trying to cover right, almost overkill, but the intent was there.
From a scientific perspective at the moment, the wicket of Rohit Sharma is a key one because he scores so quickly, he's confident. South Africa want the game to meander at a slow pace. Pick up 454 for 4. He's slowing down, taking his time.
Three runs and a bit of relief. They made also 41.
Appears to be very close. Is it first the bat or two? That's the question. Indian animals. Wow, strike right. Brilliant decision. Well, that was the doubt I had. Coming in Palgo. Thank you.
রাষ্ট্রপতি হাসপাতাল ও আলফা অ্যাসোসিয়েশন অব বাংলাদেশ দিবসটিতে জাঁকজমকভাবে ডাক্তার, নার্স, কর্মকর্তা, কর্মচারী, সাধারণ মানুষ ও হাসপাতালে আগত রোগীদের নিয়ে র্যালি বের করে। র্যালি শেষে প্রয়াত ডাক্তার নিতাই চন্দ্র দত্ত অডিটোরিয়ামে এক সায়েন্টিফিক সেমিনার অনুষ্ঠিত হয়। সেমিনারে প্রধান অতিথি হিসেবে উপস্থিত ছিলেন আলফা অ্যাসোসিয়েশনের সভাপতি অধ্যাপক ডাক্তার বশির আহমেদ। বিশেষ অতিথি
বাংলাদেশের বলছে 2014 সালে ডায়াবেটিসের রাজধানী হবে। খাওয়া দাওয়া সচেতন না।
My life, my pride, and I've earned it. Let this pride fashion to me.
Amen.
There is a little bit reverse. Stump to stump. A very good leg. He's got to be precise with that. It's not because he doesn't have the pace anymore. Excellent consistency there from Talabot.
Oh, absolutely. Just a brilliant consistency from Bled. It's also the line, very much stump to stump. Not allowing any working that channel, everything stays low, it's hitting the pad, all the stuff. I just really wanted to use the odd short ball, even if it's one or two occasionally, just to keep the batsman guessing a little bit. Hands become a little bit predictable. Lunge.
Certainly a chance to make the ball or catch it quickly, the ball coming in. Gerard's got to make sure that he's well balanced. They're really achieving it even up. The gully comes out, with the ball swimming in. And a forward shot. This is a good move from Duplessis.
Shocking as well. Going a lot cooler with Ahmed. So I talked about pace, one of the about reverse line. One thing you always need in reverse is pace. So going 126, 127 kilometers an hour.
And that goes back to my point, Asha, that at 126, 127, he needs to keep the batsman guessing. Yeah, as a matter, when I knew the bowler was bowling in one place, it's a lot easier to promote it to get in a good position. You don't get caught in the crease, you move your feet while your head goes to the ball. Just change it up occasionally, make the batter think.
At this stage, even the cutters will come in handy. In the auxiliary grip the surface.
Just wonder, I just wonder if that's an Indian thing as well, bowling cutters on slightly varying surfaces. I wonder if they do. The South African quits nervous children to bowl those cutters.
I think naturally now with one day cricket and 2020 cricket, it's a variation you have to have. The bowler, otherwise you're going to travel kilometers. Those skill levels have had to improve on the bowler front.
Style of bowling, probably would have creates a lot of level for goal. Like I said, I see MBW 42, so a lot of MBWs are bowling.
He really does target conditions that suit him, targets that off stump. He's got a great ability to get some action off the seam. You're playing with him at first, if you always thought you're in the game and something coming. The ball to chalk, as we say in cricketing terms. This has been a tougher element of this style of bowling, is coming to the subcontinent, being effective, creating penetration. Yeah, 40 for 1.
No. Look, not now. I got it with it too. Oh, what? Okay, not now.
Yeah, against first users. And when we make early learning fun, we make them better learners for life. Introduce them. Just me by use early learn language. And it's interact and download now. Classes 1 to 3. Classes 4 to 12. मेरे पास फैमिली का ध्यान कौन रखेगा? सवाल? Yes. क्योंकि मैंने लिया था 1 करोड़ का टर्म लाइफ इंश्योरेंस बस 490 रुपये महीने में policybazaar.com में. Now here's a good contest now. Now it's really got its Pujara speed. Let's say the 2. Conserving energy with the heat, not running hard, no shelter. Only the right thing to do is when people play the organics, conserve energy.
It's a good chance. Everyone's looking to see if Rohit Sharma's going to go on side of the field spread out. Just opens the base. It's an easy 2.
With Faf du Plessis, will be hoping that Dane Pitt can get into a spell of 4 or 5 overs and have some confidence. Just settle down. It's one thing he didn't allow him to do in the first innings. All those little things will start adding up. Getting some self-belief through. Knocking Rohit Sharma over with the best medicine for Dane people.
Start of well. Should experiment too much. Doing a very good line and lane, getting Rohit Sharma on the front foot before seeing the hand. That's the way he's got to go for about 2 or 3 overs and build his confidence. And once he's confident, he can try his variations. Or just going on with the angle, finding the outside edge. Even slower than that maybe? 1991 at the moment. We saw that with Maharaj. And they need to see a distinct change in the speeds.
It's a different day in the second innings. 42 for 1. Get it.
Whatever we do, it's trending. MRS Zappa, always trending.
Taxi होगा टुक-टुक, पानी हो लगा, आसान रहा, मुश्किल सफर, कच्चे रास्ते, आसमानी डगर, हमारे हर सफर का हौसला, नया VIP.
Presenting the impossible offer from VIP. Buy luggage worth 5,999 and get a shared return flight ticket to any domestic destination free.
Styling takeaway. The Sanjeev Unity XT, India's first 64-megapixel quad-camera smartphone. Really smartphone. Carefully. Here's to the unswayed, unchallenged, undisputed gods. What it has. Very interesting field, if you notice there, for one in Philander. The shot below is very, very straight. Shot pivot is pretty straight too. Last ball of the previous over. And straight to good bounce too.
Look at the seat position, it's meant to turn. It's just gone out with the angle. Suddenly make Rohit Sharma think about stepping out and playing the big shot on the leg side.
Just the revs on the ball that get the ball just to drift slightly away towards the slip region, and then to such an important component of spin bowling is ensure that drift and drop on the ball.
Drift very, very important because you don't hit the line. Ball's still drifting in the air. So your footwork has got to be immaculate, head position right. But the ball still drifting as it's coming closer to you, nearly pick up the line at the last instant. Super seat position. The shiny side towards the batsman. Also another reason for the drift towards the shiny side.
Scared the ball angle inconsistently now, that's how I feel.
Can't fault his consistency, Vernon Philander now into his 7th over. Just not bad. 4 runs. Yeah. 4 maidens. That's why length has been good, the lines have been excellent. It's just building up a lot of pressure on Pujara. It's just halting the game. He's almost allowing South Africa to bowl. I wonder that it will affect Rohit Sharma, who's a stroke maker. Pujara 434, the whole progression of this innings has just come to a halt with Pujara. Will that affect Rohit Sharma at the other end, who likes to see the game move forward?
The red ball that left him, because his lines are so good, he gets a big proportion of people bowled LBW too. Philander, you think of the next finger of how many actually come back. Now, the reason he's doing that, I mean, sure, Philander's numbers too. Look at the percentage of bowls in LBWs. Rohit Sharma 39, Pujara 33. So he's aiming in that territory, isn't he?
So important. Both bats will get the leg outside leg stump or maybe even leg stump the strike forward, leg beside the line of ball.
Pujara desperate runs. You mentioned there's a run into this game has failed on a couple of occasions. And sometimes when you've got no runs behind you, you really have to work hard. Confidence is not there to play your strokes. 4 from 36, now it's starting to build. Yeah, ahead of the game, leading by 113. Come on, Pujara digging a hole.
Another maiden over. 42 for 1 after 19. Squad Canada with 20 times 3. Primo Blue Series. See more, see care.
That day is coming. You get ready. Make room in the dressing room. Make space in your mind. Maybe you lose space. But we are not here to win. We are here to begin. Everyone says this is a huge challenge. And we say challenge accepted.
After 31 is good. Between them, Philander, they and Queen, they just closed this game in the last 4-5 overs from India's point of view. Just 2.2 runs an over, which is far slower than what we've seen so far in this game.
In respect of this, a session where they'd like to play a little bit for safety. They lose a couple of wickets to South Africa, interested in the game. Just keep wickets in hand and maybe after tea, if they have wickets in hand.
6. From the ball and get the back.
Happy now, not waiting to 3 times. This is clearly to upset the rhythm of the bowler.
The ease with which he does it, the power. It's easily 10, 15 when I was back there. That's not out the middle of the bat. It's got such a lovely bat flow.
The other thing too is the fielders are all on the onside, so you can be careful it's straight. And the other is playing with his length now. Very good cross over, and Rohit Sharma is now taking on. As 50 comes out. It's so bad.
Slightly playing this quite steady, but Pujara is doing defending. The Rohit Sharma has made it very clear.
Yeah, it's a contrast of two ends, really. The South African bowlers would rather be bowling to Pujara. No pressure on them, and Rohit Sharma's on strike. Things are happening. 14 for 49, as the crowd starts to chant. Also, Rohit, who stands a popular figure in India. Chelsea getting one down the ground and just reading the play and nice little left shot. Captain's happy.
Very 3 sixes in this innings. He's at 9 for the test. I don't think there's been any other Indian batsmen who's at 9 sixes in the game in a test match. 10 of the over, 52 for 1.
लेकिन अपने देश का कोई बाला नहीं चलो निकालो
अपना देश अपनी पहचान बुला रही है और इस खोज को रफ्तार दे रहा है हीरो आने वाले कल की टेक्नोलॉजी आज ही The Academy joined the are delivering across 1100 crores with gold.
I'm going to choose Red Hunt. He hunted.
Choose to be unswayed, unchallenged, undisputed gods of a new world. Valentine's. Stay true. Over 37 for Jitesh Pujara. Remember when Rohit Sharma had to go back to between the two fielders to squeeze a single in? There you are. Rohit Sharma had a good test match. Certainly in the first innings. Rohit Sharma has got to talk about how he's going to play every foxy way. Well, he won't mind that at all. He's got back to one and a boundary down to third man. So he's got runs and an opener in test cricket. He enjoys playing the shot of Rohit Sharma. It's the first six.
Rohit Sharma at top of the stands.
Two completely different contests going on at the moment. One Dave Pate versus Rohit Sharma. It's going to be a cat and mouse game. The first opportunity, Rohit Sharma trying to hit him on the ground, play the lap sweep, in a way, do things. The other end, Philander is being completely blocked out by Cheteshwar Pujara. 39 balls with just 4. That kind of cricketer, he'll take his time, he'll grind his runs out. Once he gets 30-40 against his name, that run rate starts to pick up. You see the beginnings, there's a wonderful progression in run scoring. At the moment, at one end it's becalmed.
It's going to find a way to become a single again to the other end. So allowing Philander to go well. The batsman is happy to think there's no pressure on the bowler. Just landed there all the time.
It's almost like he's bowled one ball, the batsman's played one shot, and then that's gone in a loop for the next 25 balls.
The ball is key, but it's a difference in position. You always swing up on the left, they swing on the right. You always swing a score for radiation. And in swing up is the one that he's looking to take wickets with.
Sure, there's been a discussion about what each player's role is. He's got it away, he's got it down on the onside for a couple here. Oh, and man all the way, all the way. Gives the boundary slightly clumsy. Keshav Maharaj there, he'd done all the hard work, he got to the ball tribute too.
And he's got the dead stare, the big teapot from Bernard Philander, who's not happy. He's working hard to keep that run rate down. 2 full and leg stuff. The shot was finally got something away. Clumsy effort from Maharaj.
Ended up doing a very good job of taking his foot out and letting the ball roll over. The replays are always so unkind to the fielder. 5,500 runs, plays in this style, he's done really well. Now the variation, one that left the right hand, 56 for 1. Squad Canada with 20 times 2. Anyone to see on CKR.
अब तोड़ गया आपका पॉकेट में रहेगा
बिना गैस वाला फॉग ये जल्दी से उड़ेगा नहीं रहेगा
अपनी दीवारों के लिए कुछ बेस्ट होनी और की नंबर 1 जेके 1 स्पीकर है आपका जेके 1 मैक्स दीवारें बहुत
It's lovely. When kids engage, and let's give up. Oh, the ball. was trying against Rodney. Take me for someone else to go to. Pujaras or somebody else to face.
Was there a chance that there was a regulation short leg in play? Touch and go. It's that lap shot pulled short leg to a leg gully. That's bounce repeated. Just a couple starting to stand for it.
It's a line that he should go outside. Also, Pujara loves to step down and people replicate. If one delivery straightens, got a chance for leading edge or stumping.
Yes, he is. He loves using his feet against the spinners, especially the spinners turning the ball into him.
Pujara looking to use his feet and whip it through the leg side. This is his strength. Hopefully we got everyone up. Every different field to Rohit Sharma.
Now that was there an outside edge. General body language suggests the feet had gone off in celebration and stopped in between. Alright, can we pick up something here? Big edge. Big edge. It's the big edges that are a little difficult sometimes, aren't they, this deviation?
He didn't even get a jump on that. That's straight onto the kneecap. Very difficult that to keep, especially the ball tuning in. Will go down as a chance mister.
Not too dissimilar to like he himself got from Rudiman Saha. Much better over. 57 for 1. Don't trust me. I don't care. Thanks for the TV. Roads go to good places. It's lovely. When kids engage, and Disney buys early learn and download now. For classes 1 to 3. For classes 4 to 20.
That day is coming. You get ready. Make room in the dressing room. Make space in your mind. Maybe keep room space. But you're not here to win. We are here to begin. Everyone says this is a huge challenge. And we say challenge yourself.
You think you'll be able to no comments.
Accurately.
Good start. Even from that end, getting the ball to turn and bounce.
I think the length is nice. That's what's more important. On any surface, if you can consistently hold that leg, it always drawing the batsman forward, playing with the trajectory from a similar leg. I think that's what's key for a spinner in a longer format.
Now this is well thought out by Rohit Sharma. The sweet shot that he's trying to play from outside off stump. There's no field or protection to that shot because that will go to mid-wicket and not so much to square leg. They've got a backward shot that we're never going to talk about that in fact. And if you draw your attention to that fielder there, that's going to go to 4. He's done that every time through the test match, a little tap in that area, get 4 runs.
Especially when the length is slightly short. The lack of pace on the surface always allows you to use the depth of your crease. Yep. It's not too bad. Still, that sprint allowing Rohit Sharma to play very late.
It's a 1-for-1 now.
Pete will continue. Something Pujara does. Steps on and then tries to flick it off his bat.
There was good anticipation from Mark when he comes down with him. Hits him on the knee before he knows it. Feel a bit for Dan Keith. He's trying hard to get himself into this test match. He's got the outside edge for the last over that one. It's probably been classed as maybe a quarter chance.
This is a question for Sanjay, man. This is an observation, Sanjay. We've seen Chandrishwar Pujara generally use his feet against the spinner. We've seen that. But you get a feeling that he's running before the ball has been delivered. The good thing about Pujara has always been after the ball's left the bowler's hand, he runs at you.
Ball coming back in, quickly trying to force it on the outside. One of his favorite shots, my dear. You're right, that's again, I remember him stepping out on this very ground, hitting everything down to long ball.
The difference, I think, it was Rohit Sharma, they've got everyone out. They've got 3 people back on the leg side, but Pujara is looking to get down the wicket, but hit along the ground. He's not really prepared to pop it over the top. And that's why I said I've got to hold this field in. It's creating a bit of pressure, creating a bit of activity. It's a good over, probably the best over we've seen from Pete in the test match. 61-4.
Squad camera with 20 times zoom. Remote 2 series. See more, see clear.
This is from Neha. Sorry guys, we are stuck at work. Don't try for dinner tonight.
Alexa, play party music.
Alexa, dim the light. Amazon Echo. Just ask. Get up to 45% on Echo devices due to the Amazon Great Indian Festival.
And as commentators, we do lots and lots of analysis and prep behind the scenes, and we've all looked at the radars and the weather forecast. Is rain expected tomorrow? 11:30, 2.5 millimeters expected within an hour. And that's why the game does need to move forward video to try and produce a victory, not to get themselves back in the field and bowling sooner rather than later.
And the reason being that it's a slow wicket. It's not as if the wicket's exploding, there are things happening that you can only have 50, 60 overs to knock a team off. You've got 2 spinners, it's hot. They need to give themselves ample time because of the fact that South Africa, having done well in the first innings, the lead wasn't too much. So sometimes you wonder what the plan is, because Virat Kohli obviously gets to move on
Rohit Sharma gets a move on. Pujara just stuck on 8.
I'm sure that is being talked about. If you just look at Ravi Shastri, the Virat Kohli, we could talk about this pointing of the time, and I'm sure that is that's playing on their minds. The Virat Kohli is one of those guys who won't just sit and see a draw happen. Want to win, likes to win. That kind of a leader. The settings of Gujarat are not helping India's score because that will put additional pressure. The guys later when they'll have to score a lot quicker. Because time is of the essence.
So interesting to watch. The approach when the bowling's good job. The confidence is up, the belief is up, he's not going to punish them, they can try things and try and be wicked. He's been very constructive, very defensive.
It's the one run from the overseas to 2 for 1.
It will continue to be a symbol of disobedience. It will still be against the cheap matches, but this time for the men. Because the battle of the nations will now be fashion of nations, habit, story, race.
Thank you. What?
Asian Paints Royal Health Sheet. The paint that cares for you.
सब तोड़ गया लेकिन आपका परफ्यूम है
बिना गैस वाला फॉग ये जल्दी से उड़ेगा नहीं रहेगा.
Maybe just 60 runs in the last 5 innings, also getting Pujara to be a little cautious in short runs in the last 5 innings. So more than usual, a bit cautious. Pujara is his side. Don't forget that defensive batting nature of this one India. Very significant series in Australia recently. This is a different scenario today. Double-edged sword, stump mics. Get some good info as well. And sometimes, at this time making sure that he was running that single 3 column. Yes, yes, yes.
Again, Pujara has to find ways and means to get a single. Yes, he does run down the track, but he's only hitting fielders at the moment.
I'm sure Shiva and Karthik would be very happy with the field. Yeah.
He doesn't hit over the top. Even if he did, you have to force him to do something different, isn't it? Again, using your feet against the spinner, you always, as a bowler, you always have a chance, and then that's why sometimes you want to wait. And that's in which you go over the top consistently and then push them back. Not just because he might hit you, you push a man back. Yeah, he's asking this question. I'm surprised that on the 4, not this last ball, but on the 4, he just had to almost follow through. It's pretty close. But on. Well, I think that over from Pujara as well. 63 for 1, and it's time for a refreshment. Time for players to have a drink. Go on Canada with 20 times soup. Reno 2 series. See more, CGI. Training. अभी तो है अपने बच्चों के फास्ट टीचर्स और सब पुरानी गाड़ी को कट बना दें तो वो बनते हैं बेटा दादा और introduce Disney Byju's early learn app. अच्छा लगता है. So kids watch and learn. Download now for classes 1 to 3 or classes 4 to 12. MRS regulates comfort. More comfort. बोलिए सर और तुम सर में नया क्या है ब्रांडिंग दिखाऊं या कुछ रेगुलर चले रेगुलर नहीं ब्रांडेड थोड़ा प्रीमियम चले ब्रांडेड प्रीमियम आपके लिए नया फॉर्म हर परफ्यूम एक से बढ़कर एक मस्त है और क्या चाहिए और मस्त है परफ्यूम मॉइस्ट हर परफ्यूम एक से बढ़कर एक पूरे पुराने हमारे हर सफर का नया
Presenting the impossible offer from VIP. Buy luggage worth 5,999 and get a short return flight ticket to any domestic destination free.
Enjoy 3-hour delivery across 1100 metros with Go. India versus South Africa. Make it now.
That day is coming. You get ready. Make room in the dressing room. Make space in your mind. Maybe leave this space. But we are not here to win. We are here to begin. Everyone says this is a huge challenge. And we say challenge yourself. Ultratech Cement.
इसके अल्ट्राटेक बाइंडिंग पार्टिकल्स ईंटों से सभी तक जोड़कर घर को दे हुए जोड़ मजबूत
नींद बिछाई दीवार चढ़ाई छत में गाना डेरा और घर बन गया मेरा
बड़े इलाकों में जान डाली अल्ट्राटेक इंडिया नंबर 1 सीमेंट
It will still be the inspiration of launches, but this time for runways. Because the fabric of the nation will once become fashion creation, habit, story, grace.
The Family Man, only on Amazon Prime Video.
सब तोड़ दिया लेकिन आपका परफ्यूम रहेगा नाइस फ्रेग्रेंस
बिना गैस वाला फॉग ये जल्दी से उड़ेगा नहीं रहेगा रिजर्वेशन के लिए लोग चाहिए पैसा बता रहा हूँ चर्च और से पैसा बता रहा हूँ छोटे छोटे लोगों का अनोखा सफर अनोखा स्वाद और देखना just had some backstory to it to UK. I'd like to wish him all the best for a speedy recovery.
Okay, all set to start after a longish brings it to and nobody's going to rush back. The players, it's hot and the over rate has been fantastic. Considering that there's been a seam as well from both sides. Keshav Maharaj, 9 overs 36 runs and then 1 wicket of Mayank Agarwal. The deeper fielder of wrong backward shot with leg split. And now they've got proper protection for Rohit Sharma on the leg side. They've got a cover for the pattern sweep. Is a fielder quite fine, and they've got somebody deep for a more powerful sweep shot that he is spare of the wicket.
It's better so that we can more easily when the opposition are trying to come at them, put them under pressure, trying to take them on. We South Africa have to try and find ways of getting wickets, and batsmen can just be patient and wait for the bad balls. We haven't been as effective. But this time round, trying to force the issue on here, and that helps play into the hands of Dan Keats and Keshav Maharaj.
Oh, he was trying to block it with his pads, but the ball turned so much. But he missed that too. The end, he had to lunge back. I think the keeper would have managed to really connect the ball and take it himself. Would have taken a lot of time. See how he's trying to get the pad. That's the second line of defenseman to tip off. Struggling to get a hand on the ball.
It was actually work I read that pitch, but that wasn't far outside the off stump. I think that's turned the most of any delivery in the entire test pitch. Absolutely right. It's gone square. Look at the cock as he saw it. Beat the back foot, thought, gee, I can get this back onto the stumps. Only then did he realise that it's turned excessively. It would have gone straight to first slip. It would have been the second stump in the match for Rohit Sharma.
After my brilliant observation at the red stop. Test matches, single to deep strike. Smart play for Rohit Sharma. 64 for 1.
हमारी नई हीरो है शुक्र हम जैसी बोल हम जैसी सम्राट Why should work about this?
Style you take the SLG Realme X2, India's first 64 megapixel quad-camera smartphone. Realme smartphone, clearly.
Red honey, keep them fit.
Good feelings last a few hours. Good acts, more than a lifetime. Humans live for good. Seagulls, Hamburgers, true legend.
Good for him. The only changes that we're seeing is with men under the lid. Sometimes right in front of the offside, short leg back, short at this time. The backward shot with Rohit Sharma. Markram was a backward shot leg. And he'll get a single for 9.
I think sometimes a smart bowler can try that because Pujara is struggling at the other end. The art of killing a single is sometimes underrated, Polly.
For sure. Now, I'm going to make a prediction. There has to be one going over the top this over.
And with him.
No chance.
No chance?
He's not hitting over the top.
Has to be. Here it comes. Next to the next to his drag that one down. I'm using my feet properly here. Setting himself early, getting into position. tried that. And he's going down the pitch. Not sure the intention of going over the top. But that's a miss.
Sending it from over the top of his thumbs and the keeper's hands. Sorry.
Yeah, it was actually interesting to watch the reaction of Rowan's shot, and he actually clapped afterwards as if to say, well, the intent was good. Given us 4 runs, and there was an inside edge. I'm not so sure there was anything involved. Also, the Cocker, we disappointed. You can see it straight away. It's gone through him quickly. He's going to take hold of it, and it would have been first wicket of the test for Dane Pete. He got a few from. He's had 3 opportunities, hasn't got a wicket yet.
Now this might just go for 4. He again charges the spinner. They have surprised the spinner after being let off. Going down the play that he was willing to do it again. 50 runs partnership between these two.
Adding insult to injury. This getting in line or inside the line. Then flicking it between those 2 fielders. Won't be in the air, boy. Trust me.
Just running. Let's see if there was something involved. Maybe just a faint tip. Just a little bit of something on it.
73 for 1.
Trust me, I don't care. Thanks for the TV. Although it's bad roads go to good places.
He gets to 50. What a test man it's been. South in the last few matches, never played more than 5 consecutive matches, maybe after this one. We'll see that happening. 200 in his first 2 test matches. But after that, things haven't really gone on as you would have liked. Has to change again for him.
Yeah, nicely played. Last agreeing with him at the top of the order for India. 100 and not 50. 11th of his test career. It's been good too, 50 with 72 deliveries. Probably 176 in the first innings, 9 sixes in the combination of the 2 innings.
His white ball partner, Shikhar Dhawan, was a long-standing Indian test opener, but he was misplaced in that Indian team on tours of Australia, England. Lokesh Rahul came in, took the position for a while. That's going to be 4 again to spin. That's a good shot. So after that missed something or missed catch, suddenly the floodgates opening for Gujarat.
That's been a good little period for him. 1 lucky boundary, 2 very good shots. This is it's very dangerous walking to the leg side on the Indian surface on day 4 unless you get to the pitch of it, which he did.
Beautiful shot. Best of the innings so far.
This is very nice from Jadesh Pujara to the feet. using his feet to the pitch of the ball there, just finding the gap. You're right, Sanjay, suddenly something steps an inside edge over 4 boundaries in 8 balls.
Clock camera with 20 times zoom. Radio to see. See more, see clear. Taxi mode. Body mode terkan. आसान रहा मुश्किल से कच्चे रास्ते आसानी है
Presenting the impossible offer from VIP. Buy an average world 599, getting a short return flight ticket to any domestic destination free. Men and women sharing the field? Of course it's a challenge. But you know what we say? Challenge accepted.
It's beautiful. One gets to joy. And Disney by use early learn app. Download now. For classes 1 to 3. For classes 4 to 30.
Three boundary riders on the leg side, 2 on the off side, a real spread out field for Rohit Sharma. 7 runs of 15. Pujara's strike rate has jumped to 33.8. And 176 in the first innings. Runs are going in the second as well. 50 not out. Sometimes when you see a batsman not taking single despite a spread out field and not too many singles in position, you always get the impression that he's thinking of a big shot. It happens a lot to batsmen, they're thinking of 4 or 6, they're not looking for opportunities to take a single. 82 for 1.
अल्ट्राटेक एक्सीलेंट इसके अल्ट्राटेक बाइंडिंग पार्टिकल्स ईंटों से शरीर तक जोड़कर घर को दे बेजोड़ मजबूत
नींद को छाए, दीवार चढ़ाए, छपने वाला डेरा और घर बन गया मेरा।
बड़े इरादों में जान डाल अल्ट्राटेक इंडिया का नंबर 1
छोटे लोगों का अनोखा सफर, कमरा पसंद, अनोखा स्वाद।
सभी बैंक में से एसटीएम वाला लोन चूज करो, जैसे लोन अप्रूवल और से पैसा आपके अकाउंट में पैसा बजा
Beautiful landscape this. The table mountain came down, and they've got that dolphin. What do they call it? Dolphin shape. It's called the dolphin's nose. Dolphin's nose. Very famous here in Vizag.
So delivery from Maharaj. The most movement of the entire match. 30 degrees, was it? Look at this.
16.4 times as much turn as what we've seen on average. That's a big increase.
Talking about floodgates opening, this is the fifth boundary that we've seen from Pujara's bat in the last 10 minutes.
That's quite funny to listen to the compliment. No. That's not where you want to leg stump. Full toss when there's no match. Hitting it square on the wicket on the leg side.
Not sure about the field on the outside, so many catching men. This gives Pujara these opportunities. This is not good captaincy, I must say, for Farm Wilkins, especially with Pujara as the kind of batsman that he is. He'll just keep singles in positions. He's starting to get runs, plus he'll also kill time.
I think this makes his start even worse. Because if you do it like this now, what was he doing for those first 60 deliveries?
It hasn't changed. There's something happened at the Brits interval. Perhaps Pujara was told categorically to get a move on. That's when he stepped out when we expected him to play a locked-in shot. And that miss, so just made him feel better. Okay, then let me go for it. And they've got to field it out there. For the 8 runs game of 62 balls. And then the next 25 of 13 balls. Let's see this first start. There is strong, there is bounce. Wickets.
So the reason that you think that there is some turn and bounce that you're more consistent with your leg, I think that's where you start to focus, you need to run again during the course of the season. Now do you want to
Score Kepler with 20 times 3. Been on 2 seasons. See more CPR.
Thank you. What?
Asian Green Sprayer Health Sheet. The wind that cares for you.
Umesh Yadav is wearing the yellow vest. And you know the gentleman wearing that thing. He is trying to bat. Look forward, gentlemen. Course of the match now. We expect India to get South Africa to bat, right? Have another crack at them. You think one full day tomorrow, considering it's going to be another 98 over day. That's of course if India doesn't lose wicket in a rush, but you'd expect them to give South Africa one full day to survive.
Yeah, with 162 here as we stand now, you said South Africa 300, we're an unbelievable chase to knock that off. And because it's the first test, you say, okay, well, let's give ourselves another 40 or 50 runs on top of that, just to make it impossible for South Africa. And with tomorrow being 98 over, but the big thing, we don't know what to do about the rain. Talk about rain tomorrow. What influence will that have on proceedings? From an Indian perspective, the last thing you want to do is declare have South Africa 200, 150 or 80, and then we give yourself enough time to pick up the last wickets in 4-7. I think the rain has been the most unpredictable thing. I think Thursday there was no rain predicted, and we had rain after 4 o'clock, and then it said that the next 2-3 days would be from cyclonic effect. There's been none whatsoever. We've had clear days. So if there's prediction of rain tomorrow, then there's nothing done.
I guess
the captain was thinking, let's assume, there's a small chance of rain and plan accordingly. But I think I'm with you. I don't think they'll give them 300 considering that they got 431 in the first inning. They might just want some additional cushion of 20-30 runs. Brilliant from Muthuswamy. Rohit Sharma has to walk. This is outstanding after one of the numerous displays that we see on the boundary road from today's fielders.
Yeah, brilliant from Muthuswamy. I'm sure we'll see it upstairs just to confirm that it is indeed Rohit Sharma has gone for 50 if it has been taken. He was fully aware of where he was standing. He took the ball, popped it up in the air.
When the crowd has seen it, they've been very, very sharp because the first foot, when it comes close to those boundary cushions, you see some kind of movement. Just watch the left foot. There you go.
That's what the crowd.
Look at the crowd. They're ecstatic. Rohit Sharma will come back and continue to delight them. Seemed like a clean catch, naked eye. Wonders of television and technology. It was clear that there was that front of his boot touching the boundary cushion.
And Muthuswamy didn't seem too elated about taking that catch. It went flat, it went hard. He had to backpedal and take it, and as you can see, he took it. He was quite calm. But then after he took it on the rebound or after having popped it up, I don't think he celebrated too much. It was only taking premature celebrations from him.
But the second bit, when he finally gets into that position where he's got the ball in his hand, those toes of his very cushion. Wow, suddenly all become very lively.
I've got a feeling for 9 feet. That's his fourth opportunity. He's pleasant about himself only.
Could have, would have, should have. Question to you, experts. You cannot go down to the top catch. 94.
Enjoy the after working across the unlimited metros with
Men and women sharing the field, of course it's a challenge. But you know what we say? Challenge accepted.
हमारी नई हीरो पेंसिल हम जैसी हो हम जैसी दमदार Why should boys have all the time?
It's nice to see he gets watched everywhere. Disney Vitals early will have. Download now for classes 1 to 3, for classes 4 to 12.
So Ravana has replaced Asian Maharaj. You're not a drop cat, but a missed opportunity was my tongue-in-cheek question to my experts. Let's have a look at the whole scene again.
He did well to get there because he had to run sideways and also he had to take it behind him. And sometimes the momentum takes you forward. He didn't celebrate at all. It was the indeed the bowler who was all elated.
And then I also get a feeling that on the way back, after he had taken the catch, was a part of his trouser touching the boundary cushion. I think that's my feeling. That's my feeling.
And no doubt about what the umpires saw. The crowd actually saw it. They were up in a huge cheer, so there was no doubt about the first contact. It's for the sake of curiosity, maybe look at the final position as well when he took this position and the ball is now in his hand, whether there's that left foot in contact with the boundary position, but that didn't matter. The first one was clearly evident. Good effort. Is that a good test match so far? First we get a Virat Kohli test wicket for it, then it showed with the bat remain unbeaten. And good attempt on the boundary with that carry.
It's a little bit of movement through the air for the corner, a couple of deliveries away, now they want to tail it back in. Inside on the inside, so just starting to reverse the touch. Usually when Kennedy does have the ability to go away, and he suggests that the ball is reversing. He's going to try and do that. He's going to try and go away with this one. Did go away. Nicely played it back to a little bit, and he catches it.
That's a good shot from Test4. Pujara. Definitely stealing in boundaries now. Bit of width on offer, shot which he plays well. Just putting it into the gap, open spaces, there's nobody there. With the ball was so far, just a touch away, completely capitalizing on it.
Well played it late, allowed the swing to happen, 102 for 1.
Talk Canada with 20 times 2. P02 series. C1 CPR.
Red hunt. I will hunt you down. Hunt you down. Red hunt. Be hunted.
Cheers to the unswayed, unchallenged, undisputed gods of a new world. Valentine's. Stay true.
The stop shooting after plenty of boundaries. Rohit Sharma had a little bit of good fortune. So much better in the second innings than he did in the first 8 Last half hour was soon again a flurry of boundaries, and they will be feeling a lot more secure at this stage. If it's in hand and the final session will be the plan. Seat in the air. He was not committed to play the big shot, Pujara. And two people work very, very hard, just at the lunches. Mr. Carlson, Mr. Smith, good afternoon.
Yeah, Sunny and I have been busy. I don't think you'll be disappointed. It's a trade round complete, and you don't often see it from Pujara. That's over the ropes.
That's magnificent footwork as well. First, he looked like he was going down the pitch, which is number one way in they being for the ball a little bit short. See how quickly he's gone onto the back foot and gone deep into the crease so that get the ball Sami, but that much more time. So this is a slow pitch. This is an excellent shot. Very good cricket. For runs, is the timing good enough? But probably no, I think it will have a couple. 1-1-1 for 1.
छोटे लोगों का अनोखा सफर कमरा का सफर अनोखा स्वाद और दूसरे में नया क्या ब्रांडिंग भी थोड़ा कुछ रेगुलर चले रेगुलर नहीं ब्रांडेड थोड़ा प्रीमियम चले ब्रांडेड प्रीमियम आपके लिए नया फॉर्मूला मस्टर्ड और क्या चाहिए और मस्टर्ड
Perfume body spray. Without perfume, it's another day.
जानते हैं वर्ल्ड की नंबर 1 बॉल कौन सी नहीं वर्ल्ड की नंबर 1 जेके बॉल का नया आता जेके बॉल मैक्स दीवाने फुल फेंकी
Presenting the impossible offer from VIP. Buy luggage worth $599 and get an assured return flight ticket to any domestic destination free. Rush to your nearest VIP showroom today.
But an exceptional test match, Rohit Sharma, 176 in the first innings, half century in the second.
Such tremendous timing, tremendous power, and of course, great elegance. The back ball gets dispatched to the boundary, the good ball as well.
It was pressure on the bowlers when playing with aggressive shots.
Yes, the reason I say South Africa be disappointed is they had their chances. They fought that pressure post-lunch, particularly on Pujara. They created the opportunities. As a Bolton, we tried to get that run rate going. Edge was found, tough chance missed by the copper stumping. They really had the opportunity just to, all their hard work pay off. They missed it, and it's released from there. Pujara has flown along. Run rates increased.
Staying low again. Today, very concerned probably his favorite bat, Rohit Sharma. Beautifully bowled once again by Ravana. And here you can see he's losing his concentration.
Just a little bit of reverse swing for Ravana. He kept low, just tail back a bit. This one going the other way towards slip forward. A bit of skill from Ravana. Yeah, with the shiny side, good to see.
He's good seat position as well, but Rohit Sharma, the last couple of shots, it's just been stand up and play. Okay, this thing will get to the mark side design.
Pujara was lucky when he was ready from Charles. Inside edge, then went to the boundary. And he is making his good fortune count. After that, there have been a flurry of boundaries. Strike rate at one stage was 13, now it's 52.
South Africa falls back to that point. Would be disappointed that it didn't get the reward. 13 for 1.
Clock Canberra with 20 times soon. P02C. See more, see care.
That day is coming. Get ready. Make room in the dressing room. Make space in your mind. Maybe leave you space. But we are not here to win. We are here to begin. Everyone says this is a huge challenge. And we say challenge accepted.
तेरे कार की इंश्योरेंस सस्ती वाली भी है महंगी वाली policybazaar.com पे जाओ फ्री में सारी कंपनीज के प्लान कंपेयर करो बस डाउन प्रीमियम वाली कार इंश्योरेंस ले लो
Whatever we do, it's trending. MRS Zappa, always trending.
It will still be the inspiration of marriages, but this time for runways. Because the fabric of the nation was once about fashion, leadership, color, story, and peace.
it's going to work in a sensitivity go slow through the air pass a lot of spin the consistency moving one side of the wicket somebody's getting a lot more purchase from this pitch and the second innings Maharaj
But even if you're not getting wickets, you need to keep the batsman quiet. You're doing a good job for all the South Africans because what South Africa need to do now, when India have got this partnership going and there's a better batting lineup to come, is to try and delay the Indian declaration as much as possible. So he's got points inside behind.
Yeah, absolutely, Sonny. That's the goal, to drag it out as long as possible. Abandon Dutch. What would be in Virat Kohli's mind? With South Africa being positive yesterday, maybe to think that he needs a few more runs on the board. What is that total? Is it 320, 340, 360 sugar? How attacking will the Indian captain be?
I don't know what Virat Kohli thinks he goes about his own methods naturally we look at the score around 320 330 as a target. South Africa having batted so well in the first innings. A hard job, wicket keeping. The Monday players throwing. That one was a poor throw.
It is. It is a poor throw. Because he wasn't too far away, he should have been throwing it either forward on top of the stump. Maybe he didn't quite get a proper grip of the ball as he fumbled with the ball. But it's never easy wicket keeping. Toughest job in the game.
114 for 1.
अल्ट्रा एक्सीलेंट इसके अल्ट्राटेक बाइंडिंग पार्टिकल्स ईंटों से शरीर तक जोड़कर घर को दे बेजोड़ मजबूत
नींद बिछाई दीवार चढ़ाई छतरी वाला डेरा और घर बन गया मेरा
बड़े इलाकों में जान डालो अल्ट्राटेक इंडिया नंबर 1 सीमेंट
छोटे लोगों को अनोखा सफर अनोखा सफर अनोखा स्वाद
It's amazing. When kids understand and Disney Baiju's early learn app. Download now for classes 1 to 3, for classes 4 to 12.
just the kind of period of play that India needed to get a move on. Overall lead 185. Generally, it's reversing. A lot of bowlers who look to go lead swingers. Ravana will team a couple of occasions now looking for the away swinger.
To see Ravana there, ball started to reverse swing, so holding the ball while running in its left hand. Hide from the batsman as long as possible. Generally what happens to the batsman will be watching the back of the mark, trying to pick up any tips, which way the ball's going to swing. The bowler has a unique skill to be able to run in, holding them with the left hand, placing it in your right. It's that skill from South African fast bowler. Not a skill that you would have learned growing up in South Africa, where reverse swing probably doesn't play a huge factor, it does in South Africa. So it would have been something that he's learned over the years, certainly at international level and practiced in the nets. Just to get comfortable, it's not something that would come naturally to bowlers. Something they would have trained.
Maybe in the IPL itself, it's a white ball because of the IPL, the franchises that players from different countries, you exchange ideas, and you can learn new tricks from your teammates.
Someone who I would know is very effective at that was Zaid Khan. Do the same, the knuckleball as well. First up for me that I remember using the knuckleball so effectively, and also the ability, even sometimes with the newer ball, used to run in with his right hands.
Mr. Moore very well with left hand is spinning.
Yeah, I remember.
Whereas that was something else. He had the pace, but with experience, the variety that he brought into his bowling was unbelievable. That is gone, I think, at inside edge. Well, he reckons it might have gone off the 12 seconds. No, go for it, man. They're going to lose out.
It certainly was a noise. After when you see the keeper diving to the leg side, you think it's got to be the inside edge. Pujari into his back leg. Was he bluffing? The back pocket. Thanks for the info, Mr. Pujari. Saved Mr. Duplessis. Overview.
Yes, you can see it's in the back pocket. Yes, there was that sound also. Might be the top of the right eye pocket.
And this Pujara signal that's not the back leg. Does he do it in front of Duplessis? Good decision. Good fire. Good over. 114 to 1.
Style you take the searching beyond the X3, India's first 64 megapixel quad camera smartphone. Really smartphone. Here to
My life. My pride.
I think India will be more aggressive after tea. This is a safety zone, don't want to lose wickets. They will get into a position where they have wickets in hand and the tired bowlers go after them in the last session.
So they're leading by 185, and then we're looking to score at least another 100. Nicely played, and nicely fielded as well. What India will be is looking at the sort of run rate at which South Africa got their runs. They scored at about 3.28. And while it won't be easy to have that rate in the second innings, they will be looking at maybe 3 runs and over. So calculate the number of overs they want to bowl along with the target. So that is how they will probably try and set a target.
19 overs tomorrow. couple of things to take into consideration. The wear and tear on this pitch, also how quickly they can get the runs. I mean, look at what plays take at least 320, 330, 90 overs tomorrow.
And then on trend, the cloud starts to cover in the afternoon here in Marseille. It's extremely hot and sweaty in the morning. So rain day one. Last 2 days the cloud is coming off the lunch. Lights come on. There's a chance of rain at this time of the year. 16 for 1.
And 5 the players to have runs.
Come on, camera, 20 times to Reno to C1, C2. मुझे यूरोप ट्रिप ना बहुत खूबसूरत लेकिन अपने देश में कोई मुकाबला नहीं हो सकता चलो निकाला अपना देश अपनी पहचान बुला रही है और उसको रफ्तार दे रहा है ये आने वाले कल की रिकॉर्ड आज भी बोलिए सर तो फिर उसमें नया क्या है ब्रांडिंग दिखाऊं या कुछ रेगुलर चलेगा रेगुलर नहीं ब्रांडेड थोड़ा प्रीमियम चलेगा ब्रांडेड प्रीमियम आपके लिए नया फॉर्म हर परफ्यूम एक से बढ़कर एक मस्त है और क्या चाहिए और मास्टर परफ्यूम बॉडी स्प्रे और परफ्यूम एक से बढ़कर एक Indian versus South Africa. Make it now. The Family Man, only on Amazon Prime Video. यहाँ की खुशी यहाँ का जश्न इसी वजह से प्लेटिनम में आएगा मैकडॉनल्ड्स प्लेटिनम गोल्ड स्नैक्स जश्न में आएगा
अल्ट्राटेक सीमेंट इसके अल्ट्राटेक बाइंडिंग पार्टिकल्स ईंटों से शरीर तक जोड़कर घर को दे बेजोड़ मजबूत
नींद को छाया दीवार चढ़ाई छलने वाला डेरा और घर बन गया मेरा
बड़े इलाकों में जान डाल अल्ट्राटेक इंडिया नंबर 1 सीमेंट
Whatever we do, it's trending. MRF Zappa, always trending.
They joined 3 hours delivery across 1100 peoples with gold.
It will continue to be a symbol of disobedience. It will still be the inspiration of marchers, but this time for runways. Because the fabric of the nation will now become fashion of the nation, power, story, and grace.
Drag and drop each shape to the correct font. Awesome. Early Learn Fund to make them better learners for life. Introducing Disney Baiju's Early Learn app. It's beautiful when kids enjoy and download now. For classes 1 to 3, classes 4 to 12.
हाथी सब तोड़ गया लेकिन अब तो परफ्यूम रह गया
बिना गैस वाला फॉग ये जल्दी से उड़ेगा नहीं रहेगा छोटे छोटे लोगों का अनोखा सफर कपड़ा का सफर अनोखा स्वाद स्लिप Pujara wants the single, but he will be very, very careful when the ball goes to Tempa Bahuma.
It's a very quick technique. Covers the ground very, very quickly. Yes, there was no run in it. Sharma would have been out by a fair distance. But clearly, Pujara is looking to get to his half century. He's one away from that. So looking to tap it away for a second. Maybe he should play the ball with soft and just the other.
That's where the technique in India with the shot, they're looking, swaying away from the line. So you can't predict bounce. Might stay low. Lights are on. Everybody's like, similar weather conditions to yesterday. Good again. Fortunate for the hard-working half century.
And the 50 comes up. Really struggled at the beginning part of his innings. He came in with a bad run for Pujara, but once he found his rhythm, it's progressed really well. Now on to test 50. Feel good for Pujara, 53. Nice and positive. Second part of his innings.
Getting to a half century after 5 innings. 21 half centuries. 18 centuries. Great conversion rate that. Got the 50 with terrific drive. Double drive for a boundary. 100 partnership as well.
This is the game that really had a missed opportunity. He's gone on big admired. Other round in the first innings. The first inning was 90. And Dean Elbert, this shot certainly was 74. From Pujara, they missed stopping. He's gone on to play some very, very good shots. In fact, Pujara has dominated this partnership. Single key strike, Rohit Sharma, 122 for 1.
अपनी दीवारों के लिए फैक्ट दिखाई और नंबर 1 जेके वॉल स्पीकर में आपका जेके वॉल मैक्स दीवारें पॉजिटिव
red hand behind her.
So Jadeja yesterday told that delivery that bounced so many times. It's very calm. Went straight away trying to answer the ball of Rohit Sharma. And this shot has been very, very productive right through this test match.
So why wouldn't the South African captain learn from the first innings? In the first inning, the shot was played quite regularly by Rohit Sharma from outside the option, just helping in the outward boundary. Yet there is no fielder there. There is a fielder that deep square.
At the moment, it's Temple Ruma up to the sea off the field. Temple marshalling his troops out of the sun. Slipping 2 extra covers with the sea getting an 5-minute break. It's a great touch from Rohit Sharma just to get down and use the pace of Mutasami. Always looking to score, scouring the field for gaps and opportunities. Keep this run rate progressing, that lead now just short of 200. In the end, it was a difficult start to the session that progressed really well in India. Two runs already in this session. Going to be in the chat they can get about 125 plus. Really does set up that afternoon session for a declaration, push for a declaration. Will you dangle the carrot to South Africa or will you back them up the game? What do you think?
I think he'll bat them out of the game. Bat the whole day today and hope that he can get the 10 wickets and 98 overs tomorrow. And they get both more than that if Ashwin and Jadeja go. Test championship points. Don't want to give away anything. In fact, they deducted 2 points. The over was shot, 2 points per over. The reason why the over is been very, very good. One of those great shots against the off spinners, against the left arm spinners. We'll get 3 Pujara. 130 for one.
Score Canada with 20 times soon. Be more to see. See more, see clear.
बोलिए सर.
तो दूसरे क्या कहना है? रेगुलर चलेगा. रेगुलर नहीं ब्रांडेड. थोड़ा प्रीमियम चलेगा. ब्रांडेड. प्रीमियम. आपके लिए नया फॉर्मेट. हर परफ्यूम एक से बढ़कर एक. मस्त है. और क्या चाहिए? और मास्टर. परफ्यूम बॉन्स के. हर परफ्यूम एक से बढ़कर एक.
785 मेरा क्रेडिट स्कोर और आपका ऐसा बना रहा हूं कि अपना क्रेडिट स्कोर भी मैं चेक करूं कभी लोग किसी को जो हमारा ऐसा लगा
छोटे छोटे लोगों का अनोखा सफर. कमरा पसंद. अनोखा स्वाद.
हॉस्पिटल में एडमिट हुए नहीं कि बिल का मीटर चालू. ये मीटर तेजी से आपकी सारी सर्विस खत्म कर देगा. तो आज ही पॉलिसी हो जाएगा. फोन पे जाओ. 5 लाख का हेल्थ इंश्योरेंस को सिर्फ 500 रुपए बन गए.
Choose to be unswayed, unchallenged, undisputed gods.
Excellent. 85 percent যদি 35 থেকে আমার কাজ করে দেবে অর্থাৎ আমরা অবস্থানে যাই
ATM. Freedom Series. They provoke Gandhi Mandela Trophy. It's a gorgeous one. Inaugurated in 2015. And two great leaders, India and South Africa. Edge. He finds the edge, but it's gone in the gap again. Jara will get four.
Over the years, we've seen the Cock take some splendid catches to his right. But standing close and it's got quick and it's gone low. Just from the pop off, I think he just got fingertips to it. Another half chance for Pujara. Nothing. It stands so close in India. This catch has got so quickly, no time to move. Good to see he's wide at first slip, trying to cover his bases between the second slip.
That's a good spell. They worked hard, the Rabada created an opportunity. But the staggered slip cover is it most of the teams do these days. Very wide and slip was Duplessis. The tired quitted because reacting late. There will be acceleration on past 200. Maybe you can expect a lot of action after G.
Sounds good, sure. Like the action. Oh, and again! Maybe it's time to get another catcher in there, Mr. Duplessis.
Yes, again. Wide. Slip freedom. Happened when India was fielding. It's happening now when the South Africans are fielding. This one was an even thicker edge. This was way away from the fielder. Should have gone to the first slip fielder.
Mr. Duplessis,
First slip though.
what are you doing?
And now, Pujara hardly ever plays the ball up in the air at mid wicket. So they had those two short mid wickets. Now they've got a slip. Has the horse bolted?
Well, the communication is key, really. Field set in the in-swing and Rabada using the away swing and consistently and effectively. A bit of a miscommunication between bowler and captain. Two chances gone. Pujara, two boundaries where he should have been back in the change room.
The two opportunities when he was batting on 8. Between Quinton de Kock, you can see the shiny side of the outside. The ball swinging in that direction.
Young's for Jamie George, who strings and tries to tie in those Argentine defenders. Farrell holds it back for 4. Here's Johnny.
Presenting the impossible offer from VIP. Buy luggage worth 5,999, getting a short return flight ticket to any domestic destination free.
Here's to the unswayed, unchallenged, undisputed gods of the new world. Valentine's. Stay true.
हमारी नई हीरो टेस्ट हम जैसी वो हम जैसी दमदार Why should boys about the sun?
Australia in T20s. Under pressure, chasing runs in the biggest game in the series so far. Can't say I'm surprised Virat Kohli stands up.
He loves this, chasing down big tokens.
Dude, second year, 8-6 for India, and this one could well be the biggest six. The wishful thinking by me, Deep. I think I said that was out as it went up in the air. I don't think it was out of the stadium. That was massive from Karthik. The equation looks a lot better now for India. It's 16 or just 13. Have a look at that. Ganesh Karthik using the pace of Mitchell Stark.
Just haven't been able to either go to hand or take the opportunities. Bowled a lot better than they did in the first innings, granted a bit more in the surface.
That's what you call a spinning cobra. Right for the good part of the pitch. You saw the cobra spin? I would run away. Just marginally back lane, the drawback from Rohit Sharma gives him that opportunity to put it away very easily in the end. So quick. It's such a
Minimum plan set for attacking.
And keeps transferring his weight up to the rack and whacking it away.
That forces the ball to go fuller. He's ready for the single. Like playing with the fast bowlers, he looks to get on the front with against the spinners, likes to use the depth of the crease, into the crease, clearing the spot leg. Super shot there. One 43 for 1.
Clock camera with 20 times zoom. Remote to see. See more, see clear.
Ultra excellent. इसके ultra binding particles ईंटों से शरीर पर जोड़कर घर को दे बेजोड़ मजबूत.
नींद को छाए, दीवार चढ़े, छत में गाना डेरा, और घर बन गया मेरा.
बड़े इरादों में जान डाल. Ultratech, India's #1 cement.
Men and women sharing the field, of course it's a challenge. But you know what we say? Challenge accepted.
143 for 1. Now the run rate 3.4. There's 2.2 at one point. But India have accelerated dramatically in the last hour or so. Rohit Sharma 70, Pujara 65. Here's Andres Rabada. Still in search of his first wicket. Wonders. This was something you've never seen before. The lone slip field of the first league.
And very fine as Michael Holding. Likes, it's got to be traditional. Full slip. These days you have a scattered kind of slip ball. I guess just feel nice about having covered more area of that ball because they're not sure where the edges are coming, but generally on pitches like this, either post slip or proper gunning, where you get all those edges and catches.
something that I've never really gotten a head around. Every form of their own seems very straight firstly. And yet every play he can has been wide.
It's obvious, isn't it? Players and commentators never get wrong. Now, it's a famous story about Sachin Tendulkar being a ball boy in one of the matches and then, of course, going on to do what he did at the highest level. There are a few ball boys around here on this ground as well, wearing whites, waiting patiently for the ball to come to them. Just looking at them, you get the impression that they are with something. Got his body right on top of the ball. The guys who would have played under 12, under 15 cricket. They had Rohit Sharma in the picture currently, hitting a pull shot a little while earlier. And one of the ball boys showing his skills. Just the bounce really well. And in nice, smooth action, throws it back. Proper cricketer. The cutest thing is, oh, good ball, that'll hurt.
The cutest thing was he saw himself on the big screen and allowed himself that little smile. He'll be a bit of a star in his neighborhood today.
Next time, get rid of the cap before you stop the ball. But well done. Good to see. Hit him on the chest. Right arm, chest.
I think Julan Goswami was the ball girl, if you want to call that as well. Just to conclude the story, when Tendulkar played his last test match in Mumbai, his son was a ball boy. Is that an interesting innings, Pujara? Slow to start off with, then a flurry of runs, edges, which had a few anxious moments. And the cop. When you find him here this evening. It's a good keeper put in the cup, but I don't know if the effect of humidity or whatever. He's tired. He's had a low, stood behind the wickets for a long time and played a long innings. He's struggling. Now this one goes left. There's nothing he can do about it. Rabana sprayed that ball away. Another boundary. He's tapping it with the goal down and hitting in his eyes. 148 for 1.
Against England specifically, past 2,500 matches run. Well, this field means Steve Smith will take the one, he'll take the next one as well, he'll take the one off, he'll prepare to raise the bat. This
आपकी सारी सर्विस खत्म कर देगा तो आज ही policybazaar.com पे जाओ 500 It's lovely. When kids engage and
I just wanted to be Jack, I'm sure you've thought about this. There's 39 overs left today. Should India really get a move on, make 100 of the next 25? Would you think that's enough, given what happened last night, and the go a few overs this evening? Possible at all?
I remember having this conversation with Sean Morgan just a little while earlier about what could be India's plans, and I'm trying to just understand Virat Kohli would see the last 2 or 3 years here in home series as captain. He wants to win matches. He's hurt when matches end in draws, so I'm sure he's seeking a win. Plus the message after drinks was very clear with Pujara going up the bowling.
So he wants to get runs quickly. My understanding is 300 they might be uncomfortable, giving 300 runs to South Africa, purely because this pitch is not one of those ranked turners where you schedule the opposition out for under 250. Also the fact South Africa got 431 in the first innings. So I'm thinking more close to 350 would be the target they have in mind. They have 220 runs ahead, another 130 runs. We've got how many? Is it 39 overs left? 38.
Oh, fine again. There's so many deliveries that have gone in that area. Bruno square, but not quick enough. 150 on the board for India.
So I get the general run rate for all of the batsmen. Which look at about 4.5 runs and over.
He was drifted down the leg side on quite a few occasions. Just a fine touch there from Cheteshwar Pujara, just using his pace. No fielder, that's something which they've done right through, operating either without a fine leg for a left-arm spinner or a long leg, which is a deep long leg. So it's just an interesting one why they would want to do that, because every spinner needs that. You want to operate from around the middle and leg. Once this happens, then the batsman can cut. That's why there is a very rapid field, 154 for 1.
It will continue to be a symbol of disobedience. It will still be the inspiration of marches, but this time for runways. Because the fabric of the nation will now become fashion of nation, color, story, and grace.
It's lovely. When kids engage, and this is classes 1, 2, 3, classes 4. छोटे-छोटे अनोखा सफर कम लंबा सफर अनोखा स्वाद 129 रुपए में Amazon Prime Video पर आप कुछ खरीद सकते हैं जैसे कि मेरा नया शो कंपायर देना देखिए सिर्फ Amazon Prime Video पर
6 overs and the spell is ready for 7.
When you talk about declarations, you need to keep in mind how quickly can you get the opposition out, apart from the runs you have on the board. I think it's not been that sort of a wicket where you go bang bang. The odd one has kept you interested, but apart from that, it's a sluggish surface, it's a slow surface. I still think 300 is enough, to be very honest. Fifth day, fourth innings, especially the concept of trying to save a game. This is South Africa, the team and their averages, first inning averages, second inning averages. Aiden Markram hasn't had the best of time in Asia. Du Plessis did get runs in the first innings. Dean Elgar, the averages drooped it. De Bruyne, slightly better in the second innings. Bahuma,
just looking at that list, the big wicket then to take would be Paul Du Plessis, second innings score in Philander. There's a bit of a surprise there in that list. Philander average of 56.31, but this is something that's very common with a lot of batsmen. Averages the first innings very good, drops in the second, but a few around the world who have very similar averages, first and second.
I think Greg Smith might be one of those. It's a very good fourth innings player. Let's ask him when he comes in next.
The previous Lakshman had a better average in the second innings, if I remember correctly. Another one feeling for it.
Draw coming up.
Yeah, it's been a peculiar innings from Pujara. In the exchange at that score of 8 when he had a couple of lucky breaks, since then he's scoring about one a ball. Oh, there is a pain. Just with him look up and give him a couple of other South African players. Just trying to start to feel the effect of the humidity. That's why one has to take it even for a few overs time. It's not be a bad idea. Good job. Got the room. In Pujara off another boundary. It's the lead.
Can you imagine? It was on 8 line, he's hit boundaries.
The iPad series. Very small. Yeah, sleep it as holiday. Forget now better. Nice. Stop saving any problem. Stop. Non-Asian team not struggling.
It's a long spell for him.
But
look at the
same supplement team
I
don't manage that money.
So just a little pushing the back against 4. Rohit Sharma the field really spread out.
Right, probably over 158 for one.
Agar Shukra.
Squad Canada, 20 times 2. Remote to see. See more CKI.
Thank you. What? Hey.
Asian Paints wear health sheet. Paint in case ready.
That's what they're asking.
Red hand. He comes in.
Yeah, basically.
Or as well. Yeah.
Pregnancy.
Looks like a clear team there, but he didn't actually end up playing 200 overs in the match. I wonder when the fourth innings, I don't think I was there for that one. I wonder if they'll just block at all costs, and sometimes that can go against you. You block and you block and you block, and suddenly you lose too.
John rode the bounce really well on the back foot. So we have the problem when the ball starts turning more, accuracy becomes even more important than Murali Karthik will know. Slightly short, what the ball is turning, you get so much wind. You can see it's not too far away from off stump. It's just from memory, that pitch against England had more in it, I think, for the spin bowlers.
That was clean. Slow
On the other side of the field, this is outstanding batting.
Turn not set, but slow. Standing slow. December.
Exactly short.
Weather pretty dry chill. Season শুরু হচ্ছে বৃষ্টি সিজন এখনো পুরো শেষ হয়নি
And trying to go then you end up going slightly for double runs with the open spaces on the onside.
লেভেল হবে না ইন্ডিয়ার সাথে
So that pitch had a little more. Well, this Ashwin was sensational once again.
Driving it,
I remember England picking up at least 10 wickets by seam. I just had a look at that scorecard this morning. They had Stokes, Broad playing, and Anderson as well. They got 10 wickets among themselves. So there's something for the pace bowlers, but more for the spin bowlers that we have on clear on India's mind. 300 could be a target, but it could be a bold one, but will be
India don't know which is
declaration.
I don't try with them.
What would Virat do? Somebody who has got to take the decision and take the track. If it doesn't work, he'll go just beyond 300.
We'll keep batting at this rate. Again. Just a single.
रोहित शर्मा हो गए एवरेज सामने बहुत स्विंग मारना बहुत बोल मारना हो गए एवरेज वाला रोहित शर्मा
बेफिक्र हो उदास पूरे पुराने ख्वाब हमारे हर सफर का नया
Presenting the impossible offer from VIP. Buy luggage worth 599, getting a short return flight ticket to any domestic destination free.
India's first 64 megapixel on-camera smartphone. Really smart. Here to
बड़े इलाकों में जान डाल अल्ट्राटेक इंडिया नंबर 1
Well, India का मौका है digital capability service the differences branded आपके लिए नया फॉर्म लेकिन जो मास्टर से रिचार्ज कर मैसेज है फॉर्म क्या चाहिए फॉर्म मास्टर वो रिचार्ज का मैसेज को एक समझ करे लेकिन इंडियन चैनल हम सोलर करने की कोशिश मानो सैंड को देखना
चलो topic that I've discussed with Sean Paul
reality
is bowling attacks, foreign bowling attack that come to it, yes, and turning pitches, pick up spinners, but spinners are not really the category or the class of some of the seam bowlers that they have. Now, this is a great example. Philander, Rabara, class bowlers, lots of experience. South African bowling with pre-spinning options. I just wonder whether the time has come for foreign teams.
Just a single, but back down the ground.
Supplemental center pace.
Time has come for foreign teams to expect more from their seam bowlers. Now, we've got a list of all foreign seam bowlers who came to India and did well. We've picked up strike rates to highlight which they were wicket takers on similar pitches. This is the list that we have. A couple of modern day bowlers, we'll say Dave Singh, who recently retired, let's be a few years back, but most of them from time gone by. I just wonder whether foreign teams now just take a back seat and they feel that they've just got to hold one end up, keep the runs down, and spinners want to take wicket. Maybe teams that find out ways to get wicket takes. I remember Glenn Ross on the channel. They might have said, we're going to use
Roberts, John Labour,
mindset that they can
Richard Country, Michael Howley, Roy
spinners,
West Hall,
class seam bowlers. Maybe we should
Roberts like to go.
taking wicket. But these guys are
Only the Hall of Sirona.
First thing that strikes you is
now base. World class bowler and nine. West Hall and Roberts are good. He was the bowler and so good. Coaching showed nothing. Performance could go.
the second incarnation was coming in 76.
Coaching.
At least he had the ball and getting it to swing. But Roberts stayed modern, really. The 26 wickets of David Singh and Graham Smith is going to claim credit for all of them. Great captaincy.
Coaching career.
So what can we conclude from that list? I guess you need pace, forward, swing.
Also, sometimes when it gets up and down, you need to have pace because you can probably get LBW, so the ball is going up and down. The pace, I think, is mandatory. A couple of others names that come to mind, maybe not in terms of strike rates. I mean, Bob Willis had good over India some years ago. 150 of the partnership, Gujarat equal contributors, made a few more deliveries to fair. Rohit Sharma 70. Inside of a century meeting, Rohit Sharma was in his first test as an opening batsman.